Hi, I'm Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor of Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery, and I am here with Kenny Hammontree, Brand Manager with McKee Foods. I'm very excited. Oh, hello, Kenny. Welcome, welcome. Um, if you're in this industry, if you're reading Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery, you know McKee is the owner of beloved brand Little Debbie. I myself have eaten more than my share of snack cakes, including, oh gosh, Nutty Buddies. Those were lunch, more days in high school than I care to admit. Convenient, delicious, but my jam in the Little Debbie portfolio is Cosmic Brownies. And we're going to talk a little bit about the brand, its history, and some of the innovation with that line. Well, first of all, Kenny, after that long introduction, I was wondering if you could just share just a little bit about the history of McKee Foods. Um, it's an empire now, but it started in the Great Depression and has just grown. So that's pretty impressive alone.
Absolutely. And you say empire, we like to think of it as just a family run bakery because that's how the company started. And that's still the roots stay true today. The McKee Foods Corporation started in 1934. O.D. McKee and his wife Ruth started the company. They bought Jack's Cookie Company, bakery in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and started making small cakes. So that was in 34. He OD had a background in selling cake for Virginia Dairy, and he had the opportunity to buy this company, and they started selling, and it truly was a partnership where OD was the visionary. He was on top of things from production. He was the engineering genius, and his wife Ruth was very pragmatic. She was more cautious, and they balanced each other perfectly and laid the groundwork for the organization to grow from very humble beginnings to where it is today.
And then Little Debbie, there's a lot of mascots in the snack and bakery industry where the smiling face on the package is a cartoon character or oh gosh, a baby model that answered a casting call. Little Debbie is a real person. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned OD and Ruth McKee. Their granddaughter was Debbie McKee, and she still is involved in the company. She's the mascot, she's the face of the
Oh,
brand, but
cool.
she is still involved. It's a family owned bakery. The McKee family is intimately involved. They're still today day to day running. The third generation, so Debbie's generation, is in senior management right now. The fourth generation is involved, but Debbie recently retired from day to day involvement, but she is still the chairman of the board. We see her around the bakery often, and her cousins are still involved, and nieces and nephews. But it certainly is a very large family company.
That is so cool. And as somebody who can't imagine working with anybody in her family, let alone several generations of them throughout an organization, well done, McKee Foods, and well done, Little Debbie. So we're nearly 100 years after the McKees got their start doing their thing. Little Debbie brand is a national treasure. And oh gosh, I am as I think I said before we started the interview, I have probably put McKee children through college with all the little Debbies, especially the Cosmic Brownies that I've eat. So could you share some of the milestones that McKee has gone through along the way? And this is probably a mouthful. Your thoughts on what has helped make Little Debbie and McKee so beloved and successful?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll start with the second half first. The McKee brand, but specifically Little Debbie, the brand name is beloved by people because of memories, of those core memories. The heart that the McKee family put into the from day one is still part of the culture here. People care about the brand. People constantly are talking about what will the consumers think, the people actually eating the cake, and they want everyone involved in the company wants the final person who's eating the product to love it and have passion about it and enjoy it. And it's just such a great memory that people have, and people like yourself who we thank you for the business and growing up eating the cakes and cookies and brownies. It's so important. And so that has led to that passion for the brand. And you look back through the history, the Little Debbie brand itself launched in the 60s. And it really has its roots with family. As I mentioned, the McKees had the company. They were looking for a new brand name for their snack cakes. and trying to figure it out. The first generation, OD and Ruth, and then their kids were trying to figure out what's the right name. And a packaging salesman, happened to be in the office and was weighing in. He and OD were sitting back and talking about what the brand could be. He said, "What are your grandkids' names?" And OD started listing and going through, and he mentioned Ellsworth and Jack and Debbie. And he said, "Debbie, huh? Do you have a picture of Debbie?" And he happened to have a picture in his office that was the picture that is now iconic of Debbie wearing the hat, the little cowboy hat, the cowgirl hat. And with that, the brand was born. We often joke that it was now, if you wanted to launch a brand, you'd spend lots of money on consultants and research and trying to get it. And it was just two people talking about their grandkids. And they landed on that name, and it obviously has worked out well. And so from there, starting with the small roots and the beginning to grow with additional products. And so you have in the 60s, we had some of the core products were oatmeal cream pie, zebra cakes, Nutty Buddy, that are still around today and doing so well. Then expanded in fudge brownies, hit in the late 60s. I'm sure we'll talk a lot more about cosmic brownies, that kind of is an offshoot of that product. But then every few years, new products coming out that have become iconic, things like the fudge rounds. And then in the 70s and in the 80s, you have Christmas tree cakes that have become so beloved, and they launched us as a seasonal powerhouse of people. When they think about Christmas season or other seasons, they think about Little Debbie products. And as we've launched new products into the 90s with honey buns, or late 90s with cosmic brownies, we've also grown nationwide, from a small bakery in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to a bakery that served the South, that grew from there to nationwide, and products even outside of the US, with opening manufacturing facilities in Arkansas, Virginia, distribution center in Arizona. So we truly do reach across the country. And starting with the cake, the memories of Little Debbie, the idea of a family sharing the cake they love, growing from there to taking the product across the country and making so many people smile and have such great memories. And that really all ties together. It's the products and people love them, but it's more than that. It's all those memories as well.
I have memories of my own, but this is about you and your friend Little Debbie. I know I sound obsessed with the cosmic brownies, but they are one of your most popular, long-lived, well-known products. Could you please tell us a little bit about that product history?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned that in the 60s, the late 60s, we launched fudge brownies, which was the same type of brownie as a cosmic brownie with nuts on top. It became very popular, one of our core items, and we knew consumers, some liked nuts, some didn't. And so in the 90s, we were looking for a different way to expand it. And at the time, there was a trend of cosmic bowling that was very popular, with where it was dark and there's flashing lights and colors, loud music. That inspired the idea of the name Cosmic Brownies. And so from there, taking the traditional Little Debbie brownie base and instead of putting nuts on top, putting cosmic chips, these candy coated chocolate pieces. And they took off and immediately were a hit, and people loved them. And now if you tell some people that, oh yeah, they launched in 1999, people don't believe you. They feel like cosmic brownies have been around for decades, longer than that. It's for eternity. They've been around forever, since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I'm a fan because of the colorfulness. It's not like I don't like brownies I mean, one person consumer feed study right here. I like the texture of nuts, but the texture of the tiny little crunch that you get with the bits of brightly colored candy is what gets me. Another thing that's really interesting is cosmic brownies are, the brownies, but you've had some fun taking that brand across into other aisles, including the cosmic brownie cereal. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we launched with Kellogg's several years ago. Kellogg's launched Cosmic Brownie cereal. It's one of a line of cereals they had that were Little Debbie cereals. And with that, it's the idea of fun and that nostalgia of a cosmic brownie in a cereal piece. And Consumers latched onto it. It was really popular, and it was a fun, limited time event. So
Mhm.
sadly, people can't find it anymore, even if they're looking for it. But it did spark the rollout of several different things. So we had Little Debbie cereal with
Mhm.
Kellogg, but then that led to Little Debbie ice cream
Yes.
with
Okay. Okay,
Hudsonville.
those two.
And those ice creams have been tremendously popular. Cosmic Brownie is a delicious one with real brownie pieces in it and cosmic chips. It's a great experience. And it's taking the idea of a cosmic brownie and those memories into a different eating experience, or outside of the eating experience altogether. We actually have a partnership with Goose Creek Candles where they launched a
Mhm.
variety of candles, including cosmic brownie candles. So you have if you don't want to eat a cosmic brownie, you can have the scent of a cosmic brownie throughout your home with the candle.
I might have to pick one of those up and see if the scent of cosmic brownies wafting through my house prevents me from eating so many of them, just for poundage sake. Um, so the latest cosmic item within the McKee portfolio is cosmic brownie mini muffins. What can you tell us about those?
Yeah, we've had success with mini muffins in recent years. We've been growing mini muffin sales, and it's a delicious, just different eating occasion. And we've had a lot of consumers who have tried our products and just love those. They love cosmic brownies. And internally, the great thing is our product development team, our team across the company, we're the biggest fans of Little Debbie. We eat the product, we love the product, and so the idea came to say, well, we have these mini muffins. What if we made a cosmic mini muffin? So it's a chocolate muffin with the splash of color, the fun that comes from cosmic brownies built into the muffin itself, so that it takes it to it's a different taste profile than cosmic mini brownies, excuse me, than cosmic brownies, but it certainly as a mini muffin just gives you a little splash of the fun and that
Mhm.
recollection and the memories that come with cosmic brownies.
Yeah, they're nice because the with the multi-packs you get portion control. You don't have to take the whole thing and again risk eating all of them in one sitting. You get to take that little bit of fun for breakfast and start your day off or snack anytime. I'm the kind of person that I eat muffins anytime. I'm not going to say no, it's past noon. I'm not going to eat these
That's right.
muffins. Leave me alone. Um, so the muffins might be mini, but McKee is betting big on their future because, as you said, they're really resonating with consumers. Um, One of the examples of this, the sign that you're believing big in the continued growth is the decision to expand your Tennessee facility. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so McKee Foods started in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and really has been a part of the community here since. And so, in that time, over the years, we actually moved our headquarters from Chattanooga to just outside of town into a town called Collegedale, Tennessee, where we currently are located and where we've grown. And the operations have grown within Collegedale and across to other places across the country with manufacturing. But as we've grown, as more and more consumers have fallen in love with the brand and shared it across generations, the demand for the product has grown, and we've just needed to keep pace with that. And in 2020, just as the COVID pandemic was starting, we just before it was announced that things were shutting down, we announced that we're building a new facility. So it wasn't necessarily great timing, but it did point to the future, and it was something for us to be excited about. And we've opened the facility now. We don't have all the lines full. We're expanding to that, but it is an investment in the community and our hometown. So it brings more jobs, it brings more excitement, and really further cements our location in Chattanooga and ourselves as part of the city.
So our readers being producers like you, they're always interested in, ooh, what kind of equipment are you putting in place? What can you tell me about the new equipment? I imagine you might not want to give away the farm and tell me like make and model of everything, but anything you could reveal about oh gosh, did you decide to go with a little bit more automation that you might with current facilities, other facilities? Just anything you want to tell me would be great.
Yeah, so we're always looking to be cutting edge and take these classic flavors that have been made going back to OD and Ruth and when they had the original facility in Chattanooga that were often made by hand. And every every decade is different with the company and steps forward, more automation, and going from where we were in the 60s to the 70s, the 80s, it's always grown. And this is just the next step towards the future. Food safety is always paramount for us. We're always looking at food safety as the number one priority, food safety and employee safety before anything else. And that is top notch in the new facility. That is a priority. That's something we're looking at across all of our facilities. So this is the latest step. The new facility is the latest step, the expansion of technology that keeps McKee Foods at the forefront of food safety, but also of employee safety, of making sure that we have employees that are doing work that's ergonomically well designed so that they are safe, that they can go home to their families and be sharing memories of their workday and sharing experiences with their family. In addition to that, we're looking to expand and lay the groundwork now for not only what are we making today, but what we can be making in the future and how we grow from there.
Yeah, that's very thoughtful and mindful. You mentioned that expanding at a facility, it benefits the local economy. Could you elaborate on that a little bit in terms of like added jobs and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so it is certainly and has been part of the McKee culture to care about our communities, whether it's the Collegedale community within the Chattanooga area or each of our facilities in Stewart, Strath, Virginia, Gentry, Arkansas, Kingman, Arizona, to be a part of the fabric of the community. And we see that as multifaceted. We see that as jobs that certainly matters to our employees. Those are key stakeholders, and we want to hire more people as we have growth. We want to invest in that, and the new facility certainly does that. But it's more than that. As McKee Foods, a very large family bakery, we want to be part of the community. And so recently in Collegedale, we opened Little Debbie Park, where we actually have giant structures that are a giant Nutty Buddy,
Those are
Christmas tree
so
cake,
cute.
or
I
Cosmic
saw
Brownie.
those.
Yeah. And so we looked at that almost hand in hand with the plant expansion, that it's economic, but it's also the community as a whole. And it's adding jobs, but it's also making employees' families' lives better.
Um, oh gosh, I'm taking a ton of your time and I really appreciate it. But just a couple more questions. So like we mentioned, McKee Foods and Little Debbie have a lot of long-standing favorite items like let's say cosmic brownies one more time, Jenny, because you're obsessed. Nutty Buddies, the oatmeal cream pies, the donut sticks. But you still continue to build on that legacy and stable of solid products by innovating. Could you please share a little bit of perspective on how McKee Foods keeps tabs on consumer trends so you're able to formulate and launch products that are going to resonate with future consumers?
Absolutely. So we have a wonderful product development team, and our marketing team, the brand team, works closely with that group. We work closely across the organization to really understand what our capabilities are, but more so what matters for consumers. What do they want? And so we do multiple levels of product testing, and once we have an idea to consumers before we even develop it. So it's even this just the seed of an idea, then we can build that and understand, does this work? Does this resonate with consumers? And then if so, we build it out. And research is key to that, and talking to the consumers, understanding what they're looking for, and does it meet their expectations? People have grown up with Little Debbie. And so a Little Debbie product has to not only be a good product in and of itself, but also resonate with the consumers who love the brand and carry on that legacy of decades of the Little Debbie brand. They need to be moved forward with a new product as well.
Well, talking about consumer insights and innovation, before I let you go, can you share any sneak previews of what kinds of things we might see from Little Debbie and McKee in the future?
Well,
Yeah, anything you want to tell us would be great.
I can't share any specifics. We always are looking on new products. We're looking at what the consumers want. We're looking forward to that. We've had success, like with the Cosmic Mini Muffins, of building on brand equity and saying consumers really love this. Maybe they'll love a different take on it. And it's a unique perspective on the Cosmic Brownie in a mini muffin form. And we're looking to do that with some new things as well. We recently launched Christmas tree cake donuts. which was a big exciting thing because consumers love Christmas tree cakes. It is an amazing product, and now it's available in a mini donut form. So we're looking at that different ways that we can build on what consumers love and expect from McKee Foods, and it may be a surprising format.
Um, well, I'm about out of questions, but one more, if I can put you on the
Yeah,
spot.
absolutely.
So, I've revealed many times that cosmic brownies are my personal favorite Little Debbie product. Do you happen to have a favorite Little Debbie product?
You know what? My favorite changes often because I eat them
Okay.
regularly, but the one that I keep going back to is the peanut butter crunch bar. It's one that's a little less known. It's not the highest volume item, but it's one that I grew up on. I remember from childhood eating it, and it's the hit of chocolate and peanut butter, but you have that crunchy cookie bar.
Mhm.
There's just something about it. There's maybe it's the taste, maybe it's the texture, maybe it's just the memories from childhood, but I absolutely love that one.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. And everybody else, if you're watching this, feel free to send me your favorite Little Debbie. Email is spinnerj@bnpmedia.com. Um, so yeah, that's about it. Kenny, thanks a ton for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jenni.
And everybody else, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.